Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Design Junkies podcast. Today we'll be talking about service design, some of the experiences we've had in places we've visited, restaurants, banks, airplanes, airports, and a whole lot. So I'm passing the mic to Henson to take us on this ride.
Yeah, so service design. I've had a lot of experiences. So it's not really limited to just the restaurants, resorts, vacations, or what have you, but it's basically your interactions, your everyday interactions with people, with services and all that. And in Ghana here, everyone has had their fair share of this bad customer experience, and sometimes to how digital platforms to they go about their designing their interactions and all that. And recently I went to Hilbury. I don't know if any of you have been to Hilbury. And their experience it is some way, because when you hop onto their website, you have a list of rooms that they have and you select them. Basically, the same process you go through when you want to book a room in hotels, right? But this time around, when I booked everything, so I looked at what they have in the rooms and the charges, of course. And I thought, okay, this room there will be cool because of the pictures and things. So yeah, I booked it. I went to the place and they made me fill another form. And that particular one, I thought, but when I was actually booking it, I filled this form. So why am I filling it again? Why not ask me for a particular detail that you can just type it in your system, see the details of the room that I booked. But yeah, that one too, another flaw for that side. So no yawa. I filled my details. They made me go into my room, and the room was different from what I saw on their website. I'm like, these people, why we room this? So no, yeah. Then that time I really self boss of why the room we book on the website, be what we actually did inside. Then I thought to maybe probably they have like different rooms, but it be the same package. So we just GI. But late in the evening, the tenant still now they go with because of the money we paid for it. So we went to the reception, then we started having a convo with the guys over there. And one of the guys started blaming us for actually like booking it by mistake, because apparently they had one room with a balcony and one without a balcony. And what we booked on the website was without a balcony, but when we got there, we got one with the balcony. And we're like, that's not our fault, that's your system. Like, what we saw is what we booked. Besides, the details in there, the things that you said, the amenities, whatever you wrote over there, even it's not like what we saw in the room, because you said you would be having a mini bar. We went into the room, there's no mini bar. And the guy was like, yeah, so the mini bar, the NGA, because then get issues. Then we're like, yo, then take it from your website, because you're actually deceiving people. And besides, if you have like two rooms, like you have one with balcony, one without balcony, why don't you put those info there? Like, put the pictures over there. Make it clear to people rather than deceiving them, making them feel like they are coming to this room only for them to get there, and it's not like that. Now, fast forward the show to another work show. The price, very expensive. That one can no chop and finish. Then later on, when we came back, I think their managers or whatever, like one of them called, and she was like, yeah, am I speaking to Jeffrey? You know, those kind of, this one. I figure, say, it be, then they can't do me off board themselves. So, yeah, am I speaking to Jeffrey? I'm like, yeah. She said, okay, so were you in this room? I'm like, no. Then we did the other room. So apparently the room that we booked for my system inside, then we were supposed to go there. But when we went there, they gave us another one. So basically, their process over there is also like flawed. Aside the customer side being flawed, their system actually is also like flawed. You get it? And this is what comes in mind when you are looking at service design. It's just not limited to the customer side, it involves you to the business too. So how you streamline your processes, making sure that everything is intact, so that as customers, when you come there, will not have issues with some of these things. And you realize this kind of things, it doesn't limit itself to, like I said, not restaurants or resorts. Even if you go to banks, or even, let's talk about our registration, for instance, our SIM registration, how the process was. These are some of the things we have to consider when we are looking at service design. But unfortunately, Ghana, that's the least of our priorities, and it's really sad. I don't know if anyone can share their experience on that particular thing. Mike, Sam. I mean, Sam can go first because he went to Singapore and this. I'm sure
In
the
Dubai,
experience over there is way better
Japan,
than
India.
you Bob, that idea. He really tripped. So you can really share more on this issue.
Oh yeah, I think the thing with the room not meeting expectations. Yeah, I experienced I think twice or so. So on my the most recent trip to Singapore, I've been to Singapore twice. So the recent one, the the room was much smaller than we were expecting. Me and my roommate, the person I was sharing the room with, we were expecting. So that was a big, well, I won't say big, but it was like a letdown. Although like the other facilities in the hotel sort of made up for it. The food there, I mean, obviously because it's in a foreign country and whatnot, it didn't go that well. But I'll come to that bit. But yeah, I had that. I think that was my major experience in like facing hotels and the rooms on meeting my expectations. Like that room was very small. The part with the bed, I mean, everything everywhere else, I mean, it was all right. It was manageable, but that room was very small. But I think the other parts in the hotel made up for it. They had so many things, like cool things. The pool was nice, the gym was nice. They had this cool like machine too, where like if you just put your money, if you had USD, you go to put them, then it will give you like the Singapore dollars. Like they had some really cool like facilities which sort of made up for it. So me, I become because we weren't really spending much time in the room anyway. We just come there bed most of the time in the town. The other part, that which really vexed me was be when I go Bali, the room for the the sockets CB1, they work. So then I had to go charge my phone in someone else's room. So yeah, the then things be very frustrating. It be very frustrating. It can be very frustrating. So I mean, yeah, those are I think my experiences in regards to the room and the other bits too. So I mean, mine will mainly be about like my travels. Be Ghanaians, this is the kotoka for one would say free kotoka. Then they like Ghana people. They like beg too much. Like I don't know why. I travel as you say now, it be Ghana problem. Because these people, if they pass through airport security, therefore check your bags, like, and see you, like, yeah, whether you are carrying any illegal stuff in there. You pass through no Charlie boss, they make you feel some money, make you feel some 200 Ghana or something. Like, yo, you chill, you make them go through this stuff. I go take say, I don't get any cash for that. Then they pressure you like you be so, like you owe them money. I'm like, oh, nah, this thing, you probably be thinking like, oh, this is normal. It's not, but it's not. Because if you go to other places, people are very professional with what they do, right? They be very, very professional. They do their work. They won't ask you for anything. They won't even ask you anything that is not necessary. They do their work, provide their service, and go away. So yeah, I mean, those. I think as we go on, we will share more experiences. But yeah, those are my, I think, little experience I've had in regards to the service and like some of the things that have happened I've observed throughout my travels. Yeah, one thing I just remember. So I mean, I think 2 years ago or something, we go Buzua. The hotel book before we booked the hotel. I mean, we go online, obviously check the hotel. So what we saw was that it was closer to the beach. I mean, Buzua day on the beach, right? So that hotel, we did see the beach view then from that side. Oh, so we book. I'm expecting that we did next to the beach. Sarah and I be matrical. These people go cut pictures from them get Buzua Beach Resort, right? They get Buzua Beach Resort, right? So that be like the major them like, I don't know whether it be 4 star or not. Well, I don't know, but it'd be one of them top hotels for there. It'd be it'd be close to the beach basically. So from the pictures we saw and from the hotel we went to, it basically looks like they go cut pictures for that side. I can put for them on my website. Say this be them hotel. So if you come, you go see beach and things. So you wanna mind or say, oh, you did what I don't go board the beach, then come back, come do one things. So now with my trickle, Charlie, it be like facing away from the beach. They not, I mean the whole Buzwa is close to the beach, but it's not close to the beach. You for walk before you can catch the beach self dances. So Charlie, yeah, that'd be one of the matrical experiences too. I'm pretty sure as we go along, I will carry more from like some of the trips I do. But yeah, that's one of the matrical trips. And you can't like they're not gonna refund you if you want cancel or something. So when we say if you did there by force, then do your things. But Charlie, yeah, that'd be one of them things.
Now let's just dive into them. Nobody shouts me anything. Maybe I'm call hotel and they can't come. I mean, them a room. But yeah, my own is personally, my own be actually banks. Like I've always had problems with how the traditional banking system they work, because some of the processes. I think recently I was having a conversation with one of my lecturers on campus. Then they talk say the banks then they gonna here as long as the system they work that. Sorry to say, long, stupid process that they use the work. They don't want to change anything, even if it be long. You understand? And you go sit back inside. See, every time I go sit back inside, I won't base because you don't see what's happening. I think we've even had this conversation before. Like, you enter, talk to the receptionist, you tell them your problem, they'll be like, get a seat. And then for the next 30 to 2 hours, you don't know what's going on. And if you have to maybe question someone, they'll be like, oh, go and do it. You go to this person, they'll bounce you. Like, there's no process or whatsoever that's happening. Communication be bad. If you don't won't go open accounts, your processes are very long. No, especially no, let me not mention it before.
Bodin.
EcoBank. Oh boy. Last time I went there, I wanted to cry. Come on, like, so I wanted to do a reset, a password reset, right? They have the EcoBank mobile app. And I was logged out. I don't know why I was logged out, but they said I entered the PIN wrong a number of times. I was like, okay, sure. Now, there were two processes to reset your PIN. One was to use your credit card, and then one was to use your internet banking details. Now, my internet banking details, I didn't remember, so I wanted to use the credit card to do the reset. Now, I enter, you put it on me, say, the system is down. Then I called them. They were like, oh, that system is down. We'll come back in 2 hours. You know, the 2 hours till today, almost 1 month, it has not come back. So I went to EcoBank. I told them, I want to reset my PIN. Then I told the lady, she take my details, do the reset PIN for me. Then this lady didn't communicate well to me, told me to close the EcoBank app on my phone and then open it again and then enter the PIN and what. I did it and then I got stuck somewhere. It was not working. She was like, she has to do it all over again, but they are closing. So I should do it. That was like 3 weeks ago till today. They've not done. So like the banking process is so trash. Like I know they understand anything just to reset PIN. I had to leave my house, go to bank office to reset PIN, and even that one they still didn't get it done. So this whole service design, like especially banks, Ghana banks, no, I have problems with many of them. Car Bank, Access Bank, Stanbic, their internet banking card, we don't even talk about it.
I mean, on this note, you know the bank you need to join, right?
Yeah, outside, yeah. But if you're listening to me, please don't join Access Bank or Car Bank. Those two people, they'll mess up your...
Car Bank, them are in-bank services be great too.
Charlie.
You know, if them are online way, they mess up. But if you walk inside, it be proper.
But no, come on. Who's doing banking and doesn't want internet banking? Like, how many times do people even walk to banks?
I mean, we live in the 19th century, so if you understand.
Oh no, that's why nobody gonna understand.
Nobody gonna understand.
What bank, Papa? You did bank, correct banker. You don't go talk this thing. I mean, after.
But no. After too, I had an issue with them. So one time I wanted to open an account and I was on campus, right? Then I went to the campus branch, took a form, and they were like, I needed a utility bill. And I was like, oh, I don't have one. I don't want to go home today. They were like, okay, then I should get someone who has an Absa account and use their some details be great. So I called my party from Pent, come where she can fill the form for me. Do you know, after filling the form, this I showed the form to the lady. She was like, sure, you just get a seat. I filled every form. 2 hours I was sitting down, only for it to get to my turn. I reached the teller and then they can't enter the details. She told me that the person that came to fill the form for me registered to an online banking system, something. So that person cannot be a guy. What. And I was like, come on, like for 2 hours, Mark and chair, I even showed it to the lady. She was like, yeah, that is like that day. I just they didn't leave from me. I took the phone, went out, just folded it and placed it in the trash can. That was a very bad experience with Absa. But anyways, make we just dive deep into some of the experiences. Now, if we take Hinson on, I feel like, I mean, all of you had a story, so maybe you can just chime in on that. I feel like one major issue with his experience he had there was communication, because I think he mentioned that he booked online and the room that they were supposed to give him, according to the room he picked online, was not what they gave to him in person. Now, it made me question myself, like, come on, how such a mistake did it happen? Because as long as he has booked it on the system, it should reflect on their system at their end for them to also kind of like give him the right room. So I don't know what system they were using and how they ended up giving him a different room, but I feel like communication was really, really a problem. And the whole thing about not displaying the right thing on their website feels like, I think someone used the word B. What be the word he used? The beach one. As they talk, you use some word B. Say then they display the wrong images to you, right? What be the word some we use? What be the word you use? I won't use that word. some chew word be like that. But yeah, communication is really, really a big problem. And then the image they use, because I've also had such an experience with an Airbnb. The images there and even the copy sometimes does not even communicate well as to what you'll be getting when you actually get to the place.
For Jeffy experience, I feel like say probably then they prioritize. Then only they prioritize maybe the people coming on the website or something. It could be from there, because most of these institutions, they are not necessarily used to online things. You get it? Or from like in our current setting, the online movement not necessarily hype like that for people to be prioritizing. That be sometimes how come sometimes these things happen. Because even for in your banking case like this, then you say that let's say the person registered through online something EPUB. Then they like that whole paper thing. So I think so probably right, if Jeff had called, I'm pretty sure that if Jeff had called in, that would have been a much better experience compared to the online one.
But
Because probably even the people,
if I'm not talking, but I actually called them, and they told me I can do the booking online.
My question is, why do you have an online system if you're not even going to prioritize? Because, like I said,
Exactly.
Where we're there right now, nobody wants to leave their home to go and book something and come back home. I want to do everything online. So you call me 50, I know that, wherever I'm going, things have already been sorted out. You didn't understand?
I didn't understand though. Make I ask you this question. How many people reach out to you for a website? How many businesses reach out to you for a website? Where you probably like say they don't even need websites.
Only be true.
Yeah, they'll come to you that they want a website, probably because they saw the next person has a website. So they'll be like, okay, me too, I want some. Or their family member somewhere said, oh, they need if you're starting a business, you need a website, blah, blah, blah. They get it, they don't pay attention to it, they don't use it. Right? It's not a need for them. It's just something that they want to complete a look or something. Right? So when they get it, they don't use it for anything. That is how come all these things, all these small issues come up.
Someone wants to say something.
Yeah, so the thing, that's why I go say, they say travel and see. If you travel, you go realize say some of the things they take for granted here. Ghana be sorry for the using this word, Ghana be villages be village. Cause these online systems that be what people they take random things outside there. Right? Because if you constantly expecting people to walk in and make the reservation and go through that whole process before they can get a room, you'll be losing out on a whole lot of stuff. Because Mook will just map out the, I mean, we are all designers, Mook will map out the customer experience, the experience map. Somebody wants to go on a vacation to Ghana. The person is somewhere, Sweden or somewhere, Netherlands or somewhere. They go online, search for, maybe they want to go to Ebri in Henson's case, and then you are looking for hotels around Ebri. they search for the hotels. Probably Hillbury comes up, or any other hotel or whatever. But then, they go through Hillbury, maybe they see comments and reviews, they think it's nice. Now they want to book Hillbury. And here's the case, maybe one, you don't even have an online booking system, it's non-existent. Or two, you have a website, but the it be shit in a nutshell. Right, the layout be patcha. If you VM on mobile too, which it probably will be the case for most people, right? It be patcha. You tap this thing and the next thing it flies from somewhere. They from the fly will pass somewhere. It be patcha. You don't even know how to go around like selecting the room, viewing the images you want to see to make you convinced that this is the room you want before you can actually go out and check out or maybe reserve the room, right? There and then, or you lose a potential client or customer, right? Because the person's planning this thing. Maybe you are going to a foreign land. That be I don't maybe unless maybe those people are not part of the target market. And for a hotel like Hillbury like this, right? I'm pretty sure those people are. Unless maybe I'm wrong and they are just focusing on the people in Hillbury or in Accra or like maybe in Ghana. Because if you travel to a foreign land, you don't know anybody for there. You don't even know the town. You don't know your way around the city you're going or anywhere. And nobody will want to go there and just go and like make a reservation at the counter or book a hotel room at the counter. First of all, I think a lot of hotels don't even do that anymore. Or well, some do, but I know a lot of them don't do. It's online reservations only, right? So you'll be losing out on a lot of people, a lot of like market on that side because people want to be sure that they are from a long flight. Them tired, them go through stress for Kutuka. Them probably sit in a flight for 6 hours, touch down, go through immigration, pick up your bag, find a taxi, drive all the way from Kutuka to Ibri. And then you're expecting them to come there without any guarantee that they're going to get a room. It's probably like 9 or 10 p.m. It could be that Ibri is one of the safest places in the whole world. Maybe the whole world safety be number one. But they do not know that. Them be foreigners. They do not know that, and they probably don't want to find out at that time because they are stressed, they are tired, they sitting for long. They just want to go and lie down, and maybe at that point they are not thinking clearly. Nobody wants to do that. Well, some people would, but a lot of people would not want to do that. You get so at that point you've lost out on a lot of market. It could be that you are still getting visitors, you are still getting bookings. But imagine the amount of bookings you could get if you had all this thing like figured out. That'd be what a lot of these think when people know they really pay attention to. But because elsewhere, these things they work. You can plan a trip, a complete trip, book your rooms, do everything, and be guaranteed that once you leave the airport, they go to your hotel, you show them your passport, you check in, you are done. They go bed. Then the next day you turn up and then you can think straight and decide what to do. Because it is not fun to be sitting at a hotel for like an hour or two trying to get into your room or just be told that, oh shit, all the rooms are booked. So now you have to find your place like somewhere else to sleep. In a foreign land, you have to find you don't even know, you probably don't have a SIM. You probably don't have a SIM yet. So you don't have any way to access the internet unless you use the hotel Wi-Fi, right? Or it could be that your phones have died because it's a long flight. But like all these things could happen. So a lot of these people, then they miss out on a lot of these because they don't pay attention to these. They're like the potential of having like an online presence. And it's not necessarily about you even having a website for but that is again, people focus too much on what the item itself is and not like what the core problem you need to solve be. Like people just want to have a website for website's sake. But why do you want to have a website? Because you want people to book your rooms. That'd be the core reason. You don't want people to come and if they come and see pictures of your hotel, then what? So what is like the call to action? You want them to get into your room. So you don't necessarily even need to have a website. Just have an online presence. Like maybe you have a booking on TripAdvisor or something, and just get people to book there. But a lot of people take these things for granted and then they miss out on a lot. Michael?
For me, right, most of the time, anytime I hear this is what they come inside my mind. Say, some of these countries, right, like Singapore, US, all these places, them, then be developed countries, right? So for them, then they solve like different types of problems from what we they solve. So sometimes, right, comparing the two, developing country versus developed country, sometimes if they compare them like that, it'd be very, I forget the word that they look for, but yeah, then things on like the difference be way too much. Even though I dey understand where some they come from, right? But yeah, sometimes someone could just keep that in mind.
But I know some of our people too are not even willing to even give it a try, right? And before even Henson even comes in, one thing I wanted to also add to when someone was talking about this whole maybe someone is in a different country trying to maybe come on a vacation and then they are booking something. Another thing to be the images, like, I mean, again, it ties to Jeff's story because the pictures he saw in the room he saw were two different things, right? Some of these people self, the images that upload self is not even communicating or like it can be very, very bad, like very, very bad. And they kind of need to realize that they are not, like we said, nobody is being working today to come and say, oh, I want the room, and then go and check the room and see if they like it. So whatever information you are providing online, there needs to be like as clear as possible, like very, very neat to say, I'll know what I'm putting myself in, because I mean, some people pay before time, you probably not get your money back and all that. You understand? Anyways, Henson, back to you. But yeah, I've not forgotten something though. You mentioned someone's name, so we'll come back to that. Continue.
No matter the court.
They got.
You make I lose my train of thought there. Then yeah, Mike was saying that like if you are comparing a developed country to a developing country, it's not really fair. But the thing is, if you are designing something or you are building something for a particular environment, you need to consider these things. Okay, what be the challenges we face? How can we tackle that? And currently, internet be something where we they have issues with. If we they talk Ghana, be something where they have issues with. Website, you fit build website, you go fit get people where then will develop your website they give you. But the thing about most businesses in Ghana is they really know the base, then they take things for granted. Now that's how come sometimes when these foreigners come in and they have these bad experiences, you actually, even with that, then they give them this favor, be like, then they show them this level of hospitality, like different from local. So if maybe something for copper, the way they go handle them, it be so different. So this they show say it no be they actually know what they go on, but it's just that since they know that nipa, nipa, so then they take advantage of that. And that's one thing when I went there, I wasn't willing to like just make it slide because that's what they normally do because we are nipa. So I make sure that they had a really tough time. That day, they way me then move for the reception there. Then people they come, then they see me. Then I know they shy self. Then this one today, my body to they give them.
Hey, what be this one?
Who be this one?
It's sure. Right? You people, they want make a bone name, but I no go bone name.
You bore already, so I don't know why they
If you not go mention, go mention for you.
You mentioned already. If I go put down for the side. The name we don't want to talk. I go put down for the side. We watching.
It's okay. So yeah, I read today my body they talk. So because they make sense. You are
after you talk, you don't make happy.
Go make a land. So yeah, like normally we they consider this, then we they take things for granted. Now mind you, he'll be when they started this thing. Oh, then they get brand influencers, people they hype the place. So yeah, obviously people will get there. But here's the thing: if they talk about service design, for consider every possible touch point. So say Instagram, if you they hype your body for Instagram, definitely people will reach out to you on Instagram. So how you go feel make that experience better? You for consider if it be website, how you go make that experience better? You for consider if people they call you, like you for look across all your various touch points, how you go feel streamline and make it make sense. Because at the end of the day, they expect a particular, like a lot of people coming from a particular channel. Definitely there will be different channels they will be coming from. So you need to be like mindful of those channels, design it in such a way that, and the designing, you know, be like UI at the top, like your processes for make sense in those areas. And in that case, the my website one, it was flawed. Themselves, the my employee side, which be the my service, the things then they use for them be flawed. So that's another issue. That's how come they then book me for another room where they don't know say, hey Charlie, then do yawa. So these be some of the things. If we dey talk from a point where it's more like, oh yeah, developing country, I've mentioned some of these resorts that my services be way, way better. Like, and they consider everything. So, you know, if you give me the excuses of we they developing them, so we for be mindful of it. Nah, Charlie, bro, and yes, then go eat one ass keep. Like, banks, whatever, or even on a telecom stuff, sometimes you get issues at how you call them, how then they respond to them, the time.
Thank you.
Like, everything is so bad to the extent that I say, oh, yeah, Ghana for into everything we will make it slide. But it's about hard time we give them like this hard time when it comes to then they fuck them up, like then they fuck up before they them at all. Because eventually we be them our customers. We really give them how then they then go talk to you will get people with them. Oh yeah, definitely. But if we start being serious about it and not saying that oh the angel man and car, then always go fuck up. Them always go fuck up. That's how come they know that one, the whites or the foreigners, they don't take things for granted. So that one you fuck up, then if he see you, then if he make sure say they fire you, like then we'll do something about it. And that's how come when the foreigners come and there's an issue, they try and compensate and make it up to them. Like in Tentema. But when you say why fear nipa there, fear nipa. And that's one thing I disagreed with Mike when he said that development. I'm like, yo, Charlie, that one in media, I know they say it be something way for make it slide. Like, come on, if you make your service better, no matter the condition you are in, you just need to make sure, like, get a service blueprint, know where you they touch on, where your customers will come from, make it better. The experience fee be better.
It's just that. Thank you. I beg, you will make I forget what I want to talk. So, back to the part of the customer service. So, an express short. So, I was doing a transaction from Wise to mobile money, right? Now, Wise has a limit. You can't send more than 1,000 cedis at a go, which is like $75 to $80, right? Depends. So after then it was $75. So I did like 3 transactions continuous. It was a Saturday. Now I needed the money so listen. So that my person made a better bank because bank don't work on weekends, so they're not be able to process the money. Now I did a thing. I did 3 transactions, so the 3 came. Then I did 2 extra rounds. Then Wise said the money has been sent, but then I checked my messages. I checked my Momo. ZP has not, the transaction passes through ZP. ZP has not credited my account to the other 2 transactions. So I was like, Charlie. And this was taking like 15 minutes. And normally Momo transaction, 15 minutes the max. You know, they pass 15 minutes. So when it reached 30 minutes, now I was like, let me call ZP and then get my money. See, I went to their Instagram, called all the numbers they had there. No answer. That's the one because I said, we'll connect it to an agent soon. Then we'll be playing music for you. Then, see, I was on.
If we play music like 31, nobody will pay.
I called all their number on all their social media platforms. Nobody answered. I went to their website, called all the numbers there. Nobody answered. The number I went to see, I don't even remember till today. I don't remember why I saw that number, but I basically searched ZPay contacts like plenty. When I called her, I was like, I've been trying to reach the other this thing. Like, I don't know if we reach people. She couldn't give me anything. I'm sorry, say. And then now I was like, okay, back to the problem. This and this with the issue. My 2 transactions carry your system inside. She's like, give me a second, let me check. She checked, finished. Can't believe this lady told me that we'll resolve it in 12 hours. Come on, 12 hours. Something that's supposed to take 15 minutes is going to take it 12 hours. That day then I faked. And that was not the only time. Recently, a friend had the same problem. He drives to ZP, go. He did not call that. He go to my office inside and they resolved that issue. He did another transaction and the same thing was happening again. And he said they were just telling him bullshit. So when I system for it, some of them just don't want to make it better. Like, because their customer service on the AB bad.
I mean, I just want to know what? Here's in the talk about like you sometimes not letting things slide. No, it'll be very true. Cause if you do yourself whatever timid, with whatever in the talk, you let make them have them away. Then go take your ass. Like they won't even mind. They won't take you seriously. And this is not just about Ghana. It's like everywhere, right? When you have an issue, you have to be firm and you have to speak on an issue. I remember, I think some time ago, right? I ordered food on both food. I did order all the time. Typically they pay with my card, right? But this guy, this courier, he bring me the food and he saw that I paid with my card. And I was like, oh, both there. If you they pay with card, then me say like the courier for verify the card and make sure say be your own. I'm like, bro, chill. You they seem like some dumb idiot or something where you they take this thing can with him. Like make you not even try this thing because this will be my first time I order on boats. Where even they even make sense. Say I go show you my card, my personal card. Make I show you for security. They make any goddamn side. Like I take one take with me, and I'm like me. I didn't take nonsense. If you know me, me. I didn't take nonsense. I blast this guy, sir, and I'm like, if you don't go take the food, give me take go. I know say I will definitely get my money back because I go blast these both niggas on the app, right? So the food they take go, and I definitely go get another food. I don't go pay for this food again. I tell this guy in my mind, sir, wait, he say, probably this will be the guy where for fuck with. You just give him my food, where he just go away. So like these things, it be very true. You never let things slide, and it don't be just that example. Countless examples where I go into such situations where I realize that if like I make things slide, oh, then go take my ass, then I not go get whatever they want. So yeah, Charlie, sometimes it will be hard and stand your ground because you pay the money and you know what you paid for. So if you stand your ground and make them give you the right service. And speaking on the developing country, this thing, that thing there, I mean, there are things where if you speak from like not comparing as developing country to like the developed countries, I go but things like this we be mainly private institutions and like just like Jeffrey was saying, basically them figuring out their service, their experience and mapping it out well. Those things, you for fit to be able to do it. You just have to hire the right people. If you don't know how to, just hire the right people. You know, be anything where you forgo.
If you do give you, say.
Sure, you know, be anything where you forgo get some, I don't know, whatever thing where developed countries have where we no get. Because I can tell you, Indonesia, Indonesia is not a developed country, it's a developing country. But their services are on point. You bab. Some of these things now, maybe now an attitude and them realizing say, oh, Ghanaians are gonna be botty. So they go fit take on us then go away with it. Charlie, but be everybody. If you slack, you meet the wrong person. You go make shit. You really go make shit.
And one.
You people not really understand what they try to talk. So make I give this example. Then as I do my national service, then we build this business management app for wholesale and retail shops, right? Some of the users then they use on our platform, right? They're not even fee use on. Not say they're not fee use on like say the app not work, right? They're not fee use on machine. They're not be educated enough, right? In that space, like imagine maybe some market woman where maybe she not go to school, but she starts in business where it thrive, where she hears say, okay, this thing they way if you help me track my profits, this and that, right? So she come on board. Somebody like that, if you give them the app say make she use, she not go see it up. Because even WhatsApp, most of them get WhatsApp on their phones, right? But them not even they use WhatsApp proper. Where other people today when they use the app proper, right? The people when don't know if you use them, then the request for agents, where these agents they come to my shop on maybe like weekly, bi-weekly or monthly basis to help them with everything we them for do in the app, right? So in that sense too, these people, just like what in some they talk, right? People where they not necessarily manage the platforms, like maybe just in a situation like this on the websites, right? Probably the people for the reception there or something, they not really they see all that and stop. So then for fee get somebody where he could help them walk through, okay, maybe somebody for do some maybe for more training or something to just help them get up to speed, right? But then that'll be the part where most of these people they lack. For them, they think that as soon as they just have it on there, it's supposed to work on autopilot or something. But then it's actually not like that. So sometimes, even though we go fake on here, then they bash them, this, that. We also for try at least pitch on some form of education where it go benefits them moving forward.
I have a question. So when you say they don't use their app proper, like for example, the WhatsApp example you gave, what exactly do you mean?
Okay, so let's say maybe in this example, right, market woman, she didn't really go to school, right? So if WhatsApp is mainly English, right? So if she's typing, she's going to type in English. I don't know if you've encountered like, oh, take my phone and then send someone this message for me, right? Because she doesn't know what she's typing.
Was this before the voice note feature or after?
After voice notes feature. Even sometimes telling people to use voice notes is even a problem for some people.
But me, the issue is not with like people not knowing how to use it, because definitely, if you design something, you for make it accessible as much as possible. So that be how come you consider your target market. So if most your target market women way they don't know read or they don't know how them go rep, definitely for consider them. But there's the issue of you actually like doing the stuff that you need to do. They've designed it. Okay, now I book it, but then it doesn't actually follow a particular process. Their process is not really like that. Like, they make sense like that. So in my case, it not be in a case where I know they see it up for the website. Even if somebody know they see it up, I definitely then will call you, right? Then we'll call
Jeff,
you.
you didn't miss the point, right? I say the people with then these market women with then no fee use the app and things, right? Then they request for agents where they help them. Right. So agents from on our side, they go there on whatever basis that they request for. Right. So then imagine like right now the situation that you are discussing be say, okay, cool, this market woman come on the platform, she has signed up, but then that is it. No one is helping her manage her activities on the platform, right? So what are they talking? We say these institutions for find someone to help them manage the platforms that they are signing up on or the various channels that they are choosing. Even we wanna socials, for instance, we don't post on our socials often. Just like what happened yesterday, for instance, right? Then like the episode come by, we put it out at a later time. So yeah, just like look at it from that same angle. If there was someone to help out, somebody in job, you say, okay, cool. As soon as you knock 10 a.m., I know I they tweet, I they post for Instagram, I they post for LinkedIn, I they post for this. That whole thing will be seamless.
Yeah, so that's a matter of like you implementing a particular process. So in our case, the process, we know implement the process better, because if definitely process they in place, I definitely will say I for do this thing at this time. And if you're a business and you are setting up a business, you need to consider these services. Okay, if someone is coming from this angle, how we go feel help them, how we go feel make the process seamless, give this person. And that's what most of our business or most businesses in
They
Ghana,
know they think
about. Like, then they
Exactly
take
my
them for
point.
granted. But initially, the way you start, then it look like it be more of this thing, usability issue. The way you start them, it look like more like usability issue. But actual sense, it be process where they know they put in place. That's what me I have issue with. Because even with let's say our telecoms, for instance, if you call them, you get issue with your internet, you call them. The way they will talk for phone talk, all day the process inside.
Coming back to that, right? See, this is what I realized. Most of the people that are at the customer care side, right, the people that, and when you call, they pick up, most of them don't have technical knowledge or nothing. Like, they don't know nothing. Their job is to pick up the phone, and then when you report your issue, they try to like navigate you through the right channel. You go feel vexed like at them, right? But then actually they don't know nothing.
I get that part, but here's the thing. That's why I talk say most businesses in Ghana don't consider these things, because if you are setting up your business and you know there will be customer service, like customer support, definitely you need to hire people that has that, like, they have that high tolerance for people that are pissed. They know how to manage these kind of things, and there are trainings too. So definitely, if they are not technical enough, definitely you have to train them in such a way that they will be able to handle those issues when it comes up. Because it's a matter of you talking to, because if I'm pissed, I call you, I'm pissed about an issue, and you two, you respond in a manner that looks like you two, you are pissed, you don't know what they go on. So make that one, definitely I will get issue with you. You get it? But
That's why those people usually have a sweet voice.
Charlie.
Oh, hello, this is
Michael.
hello. How may I help you? Who am I speaking with? This EBAB, like they always have that sweet voice. So as soon as you hear it, you'll be like, okay, cool, you choke. That is all part of the service customer experience or everything.
You call
right?
you call
All
Stanchart,
those things
you
are
call
part
you
of
call
it.
bank people with the Indian nigga pick up.
Indian nigga pick before.
It will shock you. It will shock you. You go hear some accent.
That'll be hard.
You go hear some accent.
That'll be hard.
But even with the people that like the voice thing, you know, say I go feel bet on this, say most companies or most businesses, because they get this ideology that if the person in voice be okay, like they sound nice, it go feel calm. But they know they think about these things where you need to consider the person, how you go feel handle emotion, like people that are really pissed when it comes to technical issues, how them will feel resolve them. These are some of the trainings you need to put them through. But you realize that when they are hiring, they don't consider some of these things. Like young Konkwa, then they move on vibes. Oh, Ghana Nipa. Like these are issues that is really bothering us, and we they take them for granted too much. Then at the end of the day, we have us complaining, we complaining a lot, then we'll talk to, then we'll fix them, but they end up not fixing it. It's our high time we start like looking at businesses from a point where we don't give them that. Mostly they do benefit of the doubt, but then they take we for granted. It's not like they are not aware. They are aware. Sometimes you have several complaints. I'm sure you go belay them a customer support complaints, whatever dashboard, or you go see complaint where they then open themselves. But yeah, then we'll talk you your experiences, what you like. We are looking out for you. They then chat, but they actually know they do anything. And some of these things, it's not just the customer side. Like I said, sometimes it boils down to the employers to how you will feel, put your business in a way that even if me, I be somebody where I know they like, they do my thing some way, even if I come to your company, I'm forced to conform to that particular system. You get it? And that's one thing we as Ghanaians, most of the time, we know they get systems really they work. If you put your systems in place, it really they work. Something like we dump on this one garbage issue, for instance. I think one time someone was saying that, oh, if we start to push dustbins, then sense for that, it will make people go change. Then one guy said, oh, but them chocolate people, then they know the best. Then at the talk say, so let's take about 5 people for chocolate, we know say then they let our make them take them go up tea. Then she say then go do that. Then never go do that. Because that place, there's a system in place that you go feel odd self say they do. And that's one thing we lack, we they take for granted. And I think it's our high time businesses, designers, whoever, we consider some of these things. Service design, they cut across everything we they do.
I really did like what you just talk on this little thing, and taking people to like different environment to see if they will behave the same way. Very true. Very true. Again, I did go back to me. I say Singapore will be the best. Everybody has to experience that country. Everybody has to experience it because the systems they work, right? And the man can be the fine city. You know why? I mean, it's like, is it called a double entendre or whatever? You get the whole meaning. I mean, the city fine, right? Obviously, but also small thing they go find you. Small thing you slack, no, they go find you. you slack and go find if you chew, you can't chew gum. You know feel letter. Like you know if you do that things like maybe you they tear rubber for something the way you drop. You go make shit. Then go find you. They have a lot of rules where then they follow. Where them are people to they follow, right? Because it has been engraved in them. In their mind say, if you do this, you go make shit. If you do that, you go make shit. Them and it work. It work. So even if you left here, self Ghana here where with the letter or me, I know the letter. So, but if you left this environment, you go to that environment, automatically you go adapt. Your mindset will change. Everything will change because you know, say if it's slack, you will make shit. And you really they work. I think it doesn't work till you get you. You will make shit past anybody, right? And the thing we say, the one thing about that side too, we say you know go see policeman. Like for us, you go see policeman in uniform. You know go see all them are policemen know they wear uniform, right? So you might be thinking, oh Charlie, but nobody there make her do. Maybe one time nobody go see you, or maybe someone go see you, but go make you slide. Right, but if you make lucky with the day, they will take you to scapegoat. You go make shit, cause then they believe in then capital punishments. Like then, if you do this, they go hang you. If you do this, then go do you this. Then like the instance, they no be there. They know they slack for the inside, and that be them things. So if you go there, you for bad. That's why I don't really understand why somebody for a country could try force them a way of living onto another country, similar to what this World Cup. We Qatar, then they live in a certain way, no booze, no nothing. My people were saying, why you they restrict people? And like, but also you get your country, them to then get them a country. Allow them to live the way they want to live, right? So these things they work. Sometimes they go. I mean, we won't pass down. Then the people they go with. Then they won't pick like Uber. I mean, they don't use Uber. It's called Grab. So they use that one way them go. Me, I was like, Charlie, I want to experience these people. The metro, the train. So make we go past this train station. I mean, yeah, so we walk. And that'd be another thing too we probably go speak on in the future. Like there are signifiers everywhere. Right? So you no go figure lost. And then my Google map, hey, see, this is why they talk to Ghana village, you know. Sorry for using this, but when you go to like certain places and you realize say the applications they use, there's a difference between what we they use and what other people they use. Because this same Google map they use now, I see some things for inside I never see for my whole life before. But that's a conversation for another day. So we go to this train, this metro. Hey bro, Charlie. The metro, hey, Jesus Christ. We are another conversation for another day. The metro they big. The metro they big. See, if you enter the metro, the whole thing underground, it go like 14 floors down. So they get escalators. So if you watch time, they go deep. Very deep. Right? But again, we don't make left out. I feel talk on this thing. So we go where you for scan. If you scan with your Visa card or MasterCard, whatever, or they also have like special cards. Then they take pay for them. Then the gates go open and go through. Right. So I pay for my own the first time. I mean, this is where actually maybe you wanna people for look inside because I try my APSA. Then my one stancha didn't work. Luckily, then my other stancha it be NFC. It be Snapchat cards where they work, but my main Snapchat card will not be NFC. So if you tap top, then it will work. With my APSA card, although it be NFC, no work. So lucky for me, I use the other Snapchats. We are go through. The people where we go with. I mean, the rec say we be tourists obviously, and we don't really know the system. So they give us a pass and write some document and give you say if you catch the other train station, we could show to the people. So then go make we pass, right? But me, so of me, I forgot my card go work. No? So they don't give me one, then give the other people where they no get. So we go enter the train. Wait, another thing I spot in the train, like if you can't get lost, like on where to drop. Like Ghana on bus systems or metro systems where if you they go somewhere where you don't know, now you for ask their mates, then for tell their mates, say mates, Miss Wa, man, remember Rainfield, Miss Wa. I mean, now there's Uber and things, so it's much easier. Even the Uber self sometimes if you lost, right? But if you enter the train, like there are indicators there telling you the stations to go. So you just for watch your station. Then there's a lighter on each station, so they tell you the station you did, where you go next, and if you stop, the light's green or somewhere telling you this is where you are. But yeah, that we'll talk on that. So we catch the next MRT, they call them MRT station. We they go through the one person pay with in card. the other two people they don't get a card, them show them a note, so then make them go through. But me, it's like, I don't get notes, I forget my card go work. Like that card, no, then I don't get any money for top way. So if you lucky way that I have to pay for the other one. So I catch this parts, then you know the work, then I make shit. Guy, I make shit. So then these guys they watch me. Oh, so like them old people where them are Matatron. They can't watch me. You be fraud man or what? Because I did try all the cards, you know the work. And the guy they asked me, so how many cards do you have? So I don't know if in mind they see me like I'm some fraud ball or something. Anyway, he just watched me. I was like, okay, you will make a go, but next time I can sort those things out. Where you make you go. But so the whole point I try to make me say systems they work, right? And if you go into some of these countries, you'll be forced to adapt. So a lot of these things, maybe now wanna mindset because we know probably the laws will know the work, and again, if they arrest you, just focus somebody where the person can sort you, and then you'll be fine. You can't do that somewhere else. You can't do that. You will make sure unless them now they want to be lenient on you because you are a tourist. But if like they there for a while and slack see for the airport there now, they go bounce you for there now, then you fly 16 hours, essentially go back to Ghana 16 hours. So that one they very true. Maybe we now on a mindset where we they try fuck up.
If maybe we want a mindset to the fuck up, what be the suggested way forward?
On that mindset topic there, we don't know. Yeah, I know be government official. I don't make rules. If you go read your social studies book, then they go tell you the same old things. Be disciplined. Don't litter, don't do anything. Me there, I don't even make anything. Me I be designer. What we go fit speak on, what we speak on. So that one then unless you go ask the government.
It's your way.
Okay, so how you go fit design to improve the system? So say you go fit work.
Now you dey ask question.
Now, but that be what's now in the base. That be what's in the base. You now you should now go talk to the government.
Make no mind down.
Go.
So yeah, about developing systems. It's all about you, the business. Like I think I mentioned most of these things when I was like ranting. You getting your service blueprint down, knowing your various touch points, making sure that your organization self, how you go onboard your employees, everything is on point, how they talk to customers, whatever interaction that will go like on in your business, you need to consider it. Try and see how you go fit streamline that process to make it seamless or make the experience better. You come to the customer side, the user side, with touch points are also they get. Look at those things, implement them. Definitely, if you implement it and someone comes, so let's say for hotels like this, if I come, where I see so you people they do your way in such a way that like your process in such a way that if you don't do this, we know if you do this, give you like if you go through this process, right? And I come, me too, I don't want make a so sake of you people do your process better way, me too, I don't want go yeah, I no go fee skip sake of you already now their business no. You people the bab. And that's how come sometimes you go some places, yeah, because of this business thing, how people they run them a business. You go a particular restaurant or a particular hotel or a particular like any place, and they have like a strict system. Okay, so we some way like we on my end a big deal like because of these things. So naturally we we get this mentality that if people they follow systems are almost same thing. But that's not the case. It's just that then they barb these things. And it's about how time most of our businesses in Ghana start considering like service design. Okay, how can we make our processes seamless? Not only on the customer side, also as a business, how we go make our processes inside better. Because if you onboard new employee, right? If you be agency or whatever, if you onboard new employee and your processes work, definitely the employee will have like a bad experience starting out. And these things, it be a matter of you putting the right processes. If documentation if you put out, you need to put out. onboard people better, train people, you need to do it just to make sure that your service is on point. But most of the time, we have our businesses not considering that. So it's a matter of they being serious about it, implementing it, and it also comes down to if they value these things, because at the end of the day, if most Ghanaians are saying, oh, we are okay with the service, they never will do anything about it. And that's how come sometimes when you have a bad experience and you tell them about it, they'll be like, oh, work on it, but they're not going to do anything about it. Because most of the time, the people most people where they come or then they interact with, they'll be like, oh, and that's how come we are in this mess.
When are people like that, like they really don't regard some of these things. Like all they know, say if you want to set up like business, maybe like hospitality business or whatever. Oh, let's say if it's a hotel, maybe you hire the managers, whatever, those people to handle the management service and the back end services, and then hire some receptionists, maybe for the front end part. And they talk service blueprints, right? So the back end, the front end actions and whatnot. But they really forget about hiring, maybe you're finding someone, not necessarily hiring like an in-house person, but an agency or someone to tie the whole experience together. Like recently, this guy, Eugene Boss, you guys know Eugene Boss, right? I recently see like he moved from Adidas and joined like the Dutch airport, the Netherlands airport. He joined those people. Like at first I was like, why will an airport hire a UX designer or a product designer? But then, in retrospect, it made a lot of sense. And it goes back to all what I said in the past, right? About in Singapore like this, if you walk around in town, there are signifiers everywhere. So you can't, like, even if you get lost, it's easy to find your way around. What I said, like, if you walk around town, let's say you are finding the metro station, you go see the symbol for the outside. Say, this be the metro station. It is lit up. If it's at night, it's lit up. So you know, say, this be where you for go, right? And even if you go to the metro station, there are signs around, and if you go into the train itself, what I was saying about the signifier being like the stations that you are going to, so where you are, the next stations ahead, and then where your station is. So you know, say, okay, my station is 2 stops away. My station, when it gets to my station, it will light up green, and okay, this is where I have to get off, right? It made a lot of sense to me why these people hire UX designers, because they sort of map out all these experiences for it to make sense. So you can confidently go for a stranger, you can confidently go and go to somewhere like this and then say, oh, you don't necessarily have to talk to anybody if you are shy or whatever. You can confidently just go to the metro, enter the train, know where you need to get off, and then get off at that station. Maybe you're finding your way to a specific shop, you can use Google Map, because the map, they really work. Like, it really, they work. The pathways and everything really, they work. So you can just find that or just ask somebody. Simple as that. And even for Ghana Wana Airport, I mean, there could be like all these signs there, but I doubt Ghana we get Wana Airport, we hire any UX designers or anybody, right? But there could be, I don't know, I might be wrong, but yeah, I don't think I've seen any like signs pointing to, like, let's say this be where immigration day, this be where if you go for this and that, right? The only place I see be like the gates when they go board the plane, but maybe because it's small, so it's easy to get around. You know, say if you get your destination, your boarding pass, this is where you go. Immigration is always the same place. But for an airport as big as Dubai Dama Airport, like Dubai Dama Airport is really big. Them are more to be really big. So this one was an experience we I faced. I never go to Dubai. I passed through the same place, the same like before. Like every time I pass through Dubai Airport, I always use different place. The airport is really big. Like it's really big. It's like a whole town. But although it is very big, right, you will never feel like you get lost. Although it be very big, you go walk plenty, but you will never feel like you get lost. Why? Because there are signs everywhere pointing you to where you need to go. Everywhere. So even if you're working with a group, you can confidently just take the lead or just stay back and buy something and let the group go, and you still like find your way around. But the airport is very big. Very big, and this be why it makes sense when I saw Eugene's post about joining an airport as a UX designer or product designer or something like that. It really makes sense because these people pay attention to the details, right? You can confidently go through the airport, find your gate, and just go wait at the gate without needing to talk to anybody, right? Another example is the Dubai Mall. So we go there, the Burj Khalifa, the way they drop you for the entrance. Now we for figure out on our way through the mall to the Burj Khalifa from the car park. The only part you struggle with the car park because then we don't really see the signs for. But once you enter the mall itself, you are good to go. The signs stay everywhere. Then they think about the experience and they probably done their research. They know that people who probably come there quite a number of them are interested in going to the Khalifa. So they show signs there that if you want to go to the Burj Khalifa, go here, pass here, go here. And even on the elevator self, then put signs for there say Burj Khalifa if you go to this floor, and then you enter, press the floor, go to that floor, and then once you exit the elevator self, there are signs point you to the right places that you need to go. So all these things, people actually think about them, and these people handling this airports and these businesses, they thought about this, decided that okay, we don't only need these people to do the management and whatever in the airport, but I also need someone to guide people who go through the airport, make sure the experience is sweet and on points. So these things they need. These things they need. The experience is this after the talk more they come behind the side. But yeah, you go left arm for that side. But one other experience, maybe another episode. So about like things getting, if you misplace something at the airport, right? For Ghana, if you probably left something at the airport, you probably not gonna get them again. Like if you if I carry the funny me. So we can just chip this in. So we go buy a sneaker, right? And the sneaker, then I go chop before I enter immigration. So I chop the two, I forget I left the sneaker, the box for there. Me them some other guy, I left for there. We are go past through immigration. And once you go through immigration, you can't exit. You get it. So then there's no way we could retrieve it ourselves. So then if I go speak to lost and found, and then me they come search the thing and get them. Me then I'm very calm because I know say Singapore we did. Singapore, if you left your MacBook, go room town camp, nobody go take. I do that thing before for the airport self. I left my MacBook, go chop camp. Nobody there, indeed there. Nobody take. Right? But if it was Ghana, my mindset would be very different because I would be very worried. Because I'm not saying, I mean, yeah, Ghana is a very peaceful country, but we know say sometimes if you left, they stand there and yourself, somebody will pickpocket you there and take go.
Peaceful and stealing is different too.
Charlie. So I mean, then things are like they play a role because they build this culture. You know, say everybody knows say if you slack, we don't catch you, and cameras there everywhere. So you really can't do any like mischievous things. So me then I'm very calm because I know say Singapore with it. Right, Singapore there, one of the best countries. Right, so we go report lost and found. So as you go, then no person need there. So apparently for talk to some tablets. Right, so enter your details, then somebody go come on a tablet, speak to the person, and then give them the details, and then they'll get back to you on that one. I mean, we go there first, then we don't see anybody. So Ghana man, we figure, we for wait for the person come, maybe go use the toilet or something. So now if I speak to some tablets, so we speak the tablets, give them the necessary information. We like, we not left there safe. Like we walk away, with them, just hits me up for WhatsApp, see, them gets the thing. Now where are they? We can just come take the sneaker. Them just come, everything intact. Me now they shiver because I know say Singapore we did everything be on point. This is all these things they play a part in the experience. It be the fact say I know say nobody could do anything to whatever I left. I go get them back. Even if I left the country, say then go bring them to me. Then I be calm because I know say I will get the thing back. But if it was in a different setting, knowing the culture of the people and how things they work, I probably go be very worried. I know say the thing I go report say it will take a month before I will get it back.
Yeah.
So yeah, all these things they monk.
Even the camera thing where you talk here like this, normally those developed countries when the camera like gets your face and then fit track you easily. Here, if like make the camera get your face, nobody go figure.
Nobody go know you for Ghana here.
Charlie, it's sad.
The system for you, yeah.
So that's what I was trying to like say when it comes to developed and developing countries. So we know on our issues, we know what you are facing. So in that case, you have to make sure you implement things that will actually accommodate the issues where they face. So if you say facial recognition of the work, then definitely you for track the people where they come inside, right? Try and find a way where you go fit monetize some of these things. Okay, if then they come inside, the things then will come in plus you track them. If then they go out, then things then will go out plus. Some of these things, if somebody busts that, you go fit track the person easily. You get, but we sometimes they take things for granted to the extent say sometimes they will put a camera there, and because there's a camera there, they think when people see the camera, they no go do anything. But squads still they bust under camera. Even up to if people they bust under camera, they know about them. How much more here we no get any database. And that's how come when we're doing this Ghana card thing and then they funny me, because at the end of the day, you go see say if they do another thing or then they embed them in a particular service, you go through the registration process again. Then you are wondering where the database they wait and will fit pick from these things. So say this when it comes to registering for a particular service, you know, go stress for top. But here we are. We know they consider some of these things. They take things for granted. Well, hopefully, some of these businesses go see the need in implementing, like having a good service design and how it can really boost your revenue as a company. Because if me then you with here restaurants, then me I consider every touch point for my customers, my employees, everybody they barb them a rule what them for do at every point in time. And you come there and Charlie, everything they go on pe. Then you they wonder, hey, these people, what's up? I broach number one. Like that experience alone go give you time, make like it will give you that emotional connection. So say you go feel come back. At the end of the day, you go do referrals, give them safe. Because you will be like, you went to this restaurant and Charlie, then it make sense give you the sense of you up. And it's about high time we all Charlie, we push this agenda. If you go someplace where my system be work, just speak on it, like talk about it, let them know they are doing the wrong thing. Anyway, yeah, that's it for service design. Catch us on another episode. We don't know what we'll be talking about, but definitely it will be something interesting. And don't forget to follow us on our social media channels, Instagram at the Design Junkies, LinkedIn. We also have a LinkedIn page, Design Junkies, the Design Junkies, Facebook, Twitter to the same thing, the Design Junkies. And you will see our individual accounts over there. You can follow us too. So yeah, that will be it for this episode.
And
Peace.
YouTube.
Yes. Thank you. And YouTube. Currently, we just opened this channel. So please do all to subscribe. Yeah, that will be it. Peace. We out.